All right, let's now take what we've learned about adding text to an image and look at some of the creative ways to make your text stand out against a very busy background. And as we look at this image taken from the Dolomites in northern Italy during one of my recent workshops, we can see that the foreground in this image is definitely very busy with all kinds of different detail, tonal ranges, and everything. Now, you would say, okay, put the lettering in the sky, but I really don't want to do that. That's going to detract from the focal point of the image. See? So we still want to put it down here on the bottom somewhere. You can put it on the right, you can put it on the left. I have a tendency to want to put things on the left when it comes to text. It creates consistency in my work, and well, that's just what I'm used to, so that's what I do. So let's go ahead and refresh our memory from our last lesson about how all this works. We'll come get the type tool from the toolbar on the left side of the workspace, click on it. We'll come into the image and we'll put the text right over here, because I can already tell you that we're going to change the typeface on this. This is very, very thin, but just to show you why this isn't going to work, these are the colors that were left over from the last lesson, and even though it worked in the last lesson, here it's not going to for obvious reasons. You're never going to see that text. So let's take this text and move it up here where we can at least see it temporarily. Go get the drop-down list of all of the typefaces, and let's come down and find what we want to use. And I really haven't looked at anything yet, but I'll know it when I see it. And as we recall that we can just drag the cursor over the different titles, and we can see what they look like. I want something kind of bold. Let's see what Airbus Special looks like. That's a little too much. Let's come down to Albertus. And let's choose plain old everyday Albertus. I think that'll work. So we'll go get the move tool and we'll reposition the text over here. And we'll come get the type tool again. We'll choose the text and I will put in here the Dolomites. Reposition it again. I think that's just a little bit large. So we're going to reduce it, come get the type tool, choose the type, come up and get the character palette. We'll come in here to where we can adjust the size, and I'll just roll it to the left just a bit, just like that. And I'm going to get rid of this palette for now, see what we look like. And you can see how that color just definitely is not going to work, so we obviously have to change that. Come get the type tool again and choose the lettering, come up here to the color, and if we go pure white, there's what pure white looks like, but that's still just a little bit distracting with the foreground elements. Let's see what black looks like, and that's definitely not going to work. This is mid-range, which isn't. There's no amount of gray that's going to work. So what do we do to make this typeface? And we don't really want to say prominent, but we want it to stand out a little better than it does. So what kind of color palette do we want to use? Well, I would suggest something in the green. So let's come up here to green and see what we can find. And let's see. The Dolomites, let's let's pull it down a little towards the gold. How about that right there? I think that works. Now, initially you're going to say, that's crazy, that's not going to work. Well, there's no color that we can put in there that's really going to make that text stand out just on its own. So what do we do? Okay, now as we recall, looking at the layer stack, we have a layer with the term the Dolomites on it. And we're going to invoke layer styles. Okay, now watch this. Double click on the layer, and here we have a layer style dialog box that comes up. And there's all kind of magic that we can bring to bear here. Bevel and emboss. We can do stroke, inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay, blah, 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 blah. These are all special effects that we can put on the type to make it stand out. One of the first things I want to take a look at is what does it look like with a drop shadow in there? And that's working so far. We don't like the appearance of it, but it's a step in the right direction. Now we're going to click on this drop shadow collection or selection, whatever you want to call it, or the style. it's a layer style. So we'll click on the style and we'll come up. First thing we want to do is change the blend mode to normal. Never mind why, just change the blend mode to normal. And the opacity, we can adjust the opacity of the drop shadow. We don't have to do that right now. Personally, I like my drop shadows to come in from the 10 o'clock angle, and you can see how it changes there on the type. I don't want it to be so distant from the text that we can put it right there. I want to tighten the spread just a little bit. And I want to tighten the size just ever so slightly, just like that. So very simply, change presto. That looks a lot better. Now we can read that type a lot better than we could before. But there's one more thing that we can do here, and that's bevel and emboss. And this is really the top level type of creative stuff that you can do with text. And you can see, let's before and after. Take a look at the text before and after, and look at that beveling that occurs on that text. And you can just adjust this however you want it to look, but it does add a little bit of flavor to the text to try to make that verbiage stand out. Now, if you do this and you decide you don't like the color, of course, you can hit OK. You can come in, choose the text, and then change the color to whatever else you want. But I'm going to go ahead and leave it green. Or, now that I sit and look at it, possibly a yellow might work. Let's see what yellow is going to look like. Not gold, but just pure yellow. Well, that's not too bad. Hit OK. And then we can go back here and adjust our drop shadow. And I think I want to change the opacity to 100%. And I want the size to be a little smaller. I want to spread it out just a bit more. Just like that. Maybe bring the distance in. So you can see that you can really micromanage the appearance of this however you want to, and I'm liking that. Now, I think a stroke would be good. Now, what a stroke is just an outline. So there's the outline on the text, and I think that's going to make it for us. Now, here's what we can do. Hit OK, and you'll notice on the text layer, there's a little FX on there. Right-click, copy layer style, and then we'll put some other text up here. And let's just use the default filler text in here just so I can demonstrate what you can do. So here's lorem ipsum. And we come up to the new text layer, right-click, paste layer style, and everything we've done is now applied to the new text. That really saves you a lot of time if you're going to be putting a lot of text in your image. So we're going to go ahead and take this off, delete the layer, hit yes, and then we can go back in here and just show you that we have inner shadow, inner glow, satin, color overlay. I mean, it's just endless, the things that you can do with your text to give it a special effect, to dress it up so that it stands out against possibly busy foreground elements in your image, and just really make your text look the way you want it to. And it's all available to you in Photoshop.